All right, welcome everyone. Come on in, continue to come in. Not really sure how many people to expect today, so we're going to keep this brief on my end and then leave hopefully the bulk of the time for you to answer, for you to ask questions, for us to answer your questions. My name is Kevin Shanley. I'm the chair of the Division of Engineering Programs. I have with us our administrative assistant, Lily Bansell. I'll apologize that you can't see either one of us right now. You can't see Lily because she's sharing the content. You can't see me because my camera is not working today. So I apologize for that. I think we usually use WebEx for most things, and I think my camera is just not getting along with Zoom at the moment. But trust me, you're not missing much. So I just have a quick set of 8 or 9 slides to kind of introduce you to the Division of Engineering Programs. Then we've got a brief movie for you to watch that our students made that I think does a really nice job of showing you around our facilities, and also interviews a couple of our students to kind of give you a feel for what life is like in engineering at New Paltz. And then we'll turn it over to you for any questions that you may have. So go ahead and advance the slide, please, Lily. So this is how the Division of Engineering Programs is structured. So the sort of management is across the top here. That's myself. As I said, I'm the chair of the division. The chair is always a teacher. That's always a faculty member. So I currently hold the rank of associate professor, and I teach classes mostly in the mechanical engineering discipline. Lily is our administrative assistant, and she keeps the office moving. Even though the office is a virtual space right now, Lily still keeps things moving. And Anthony, or Tony Denizard, is our lab manager or lab supervisor. And so he's the one who maintains and updates all of our lab equipment and keeps track of our lab space, which you'll get a little peek into during the video. We offer 3 undergraduate Bachelor of Science degrees: computer engineering, electrical engineering, and mechanical engineering. And these are our faculty that fall under those disciplines. Anyone for whom you see doctor in front of their name, that means they have earned a PhD, terminal degree, in their field. Anyone with Mr. or Ms., they hold a master's degree in their respective discipline. Anyone without a master's degree is not eligible to become a faculty member. And we do not use any teaching assistants to teach any of our classes, not our lab sections, not our classes, nothing like that. We do use student assistants as an extra set of eyes and hands in our laboratories where students are conducting experiments, and a faculty member might be tied up answering a question from one group. We have a student who has taken the course recently available to answer questions for other groups so that we can keep things moving along. But that's the extent to which we use teaching assistants. Our faculty does all the lecturing, and our faculty does all of the grading. Our faculty is very approachable. All of our faculty are required to host a minimum of 4 office hours outside of their teaching requirements. And even during the COVID-19 pandemic, of course, things are different for us, just like they are for everyone. And all of our faculty conduct their office hours through WebEx, Zoom, or Blackboard Collaborate, whatever their video platform of choice happens to be. We feel that interaction, even though it is not a direct replacement for the one-on-one face-to-face being in the same room, it is the next best thing. It's certainly better than email or posted videos. So right now we are teaching most of our classes that way, but we're also conducting our office hours that way. Go ahead to the next slide, Lily.
Okay, I'm on the slide, next slide.
So should be our enrollment.
Yep.
So our enrollment has seen a fairly significant increase in the time that I've been here, which I've been here 8 years now. And you'll see the graduation trend that we've put forth in the next slide. But for the last 3 or 4 years now, our enrollment's been fairly stable. We tend to sit between 175 and 225 students, just depending on this, that, and the other thing of who's been admitted and who's graduated and who needs an extra semester to graduate. The breakdown is typically about 50% mechanical engineering. Oh, I'm sorry. I said 175. No, that's 375 to 425 students. I'm cutting myself in half here. Mechanical engineering tends to be between 175 and 225, while electrical engineering tends to be between 85 and about 125 students, and computer engineering tends to be between 40 and 60 students. We do have a master's program that is in electrical engineering, and that is small, intentionally. It tends to be mostly our in-house electrical and or computer engineering students who stick around or come back for a master's. And actually starting in the fall, we're going to be bringing back our first mechanical engineering student who has decided to come back for a master's in electrical engineering. We do supplement that with international students, but those numbers are small. They tend to be between 3 and 5 students per semester. Go ahead to the next slide, Lily. We can look at the graduation trends.
Yep.
So this is the sort of increasing trend that I was talking about over the past 8 years, where you can see that we were graduating a respectable number of students for most of the programs at New Paltz. However, we've seen this huge increase, and a big contributor to that increase has been bringing on board the mechanical engineering program. So that started in 2014, and it is our most popular program. That's consistent across the country. Pretty much any school that you look at that offer these 3 engineering programs, mechanical engineering is probably going to be about half the department, with ECE making up the other half of the department. We've seemed to have stabilized over the last 2 to 3 years. And between our December graduates, our May graduates, and our August graduates, we're graduating about 100 students per year now. And that makes sense for a department that has 400 students in it. A quarter of those students should be graduating about every year. You may have noticed we don't necessarily bring in 100 freshmen every year, but we do bring in a lot of transfer students every year. And approximately 50% of our graduating class is transfer students every year. The vast majority of those transfer students come from our neighboring community colleges, Dutchess Community College, Ulster Community College, and Orange Community College. We're getting larger numbers from Westchester Community College and Rockland Community College. And we do get smaller numbers from a variety of community colleges around New York City and Long Island. But we also take in between 5 and 10 transfer students from other 4-year degree granting institutions. They tend to come from large institutions like, for example, Penn State. We tend to get 1 or 2 students from Penn State every year. And these are students that decide after getting to a larger institution that really they should have been at a smaller institution, and they'd rather come to a place like SUNY New Paltz. We are a small institution. Graduating 100 per year is very small as compared to a large Big Ten school like Penn State. But that's our business model. That's what we want to be. And we want you to be happy with the choice you made. So we want people that are designed to be in a small program. Okay, Lily, you want to switch to the curriculum?
That's the facilities.
Oh, sorry, I'm skipping the facility. Yep. Thank you. So being a smaller program, we don't necessarily have the resources to offer what a large institution can offer. But we do have a lot that we can offer. Our facilities are, at this point, very new and state of the art. So Resnick Engineering Hall is sort of our headquarters. That's where Lily and I have our offices. And that's kind of the central building of the three engineering buildings on campus. This building is, I'll say, the oldest. Technically, it's not the oldest, but it's one of them has been newly renovated in the last couple of years. So I'll say it's the oldest building. And it is about 17 or 18 years old. It's not quite 20 years old yet. It's a mixed-use facility. We have faculty offices. All of electrical and computer engineering faculty have their offices in this building. I also have my office in this building. Lily and Tony have their offices in this building. We have a couple of classrooms in this building, as well as a couple of computer labs in this building. We have a couple of research spaces and a couple of conference rooms. So it's a very much a multi-purpose building. The building that was renovated recently, I guess it's been open for probably about 4 years now, is the Wooster Hall. Wooster houses a lot of the student affairs type offices like records and registration, student accounts, financial aid. They're all on the first floor of Wooster, along with a very nice cafeteria space. And on the second floor of Wooster Hall, we have 4 engineering laboratories that are all brand new as of 4 years ago. We've got a digital electronics lab, we've got an electronics lab, we've got a power lab, and we've got our senior design lab in that space. And it is really a nice, beautiful space. Our newest building, and if you want to go ahead and switch over to the next slide, Lily, because we have a picture of it. Our newest building is our Engineering Innovation Hub. And again, it's a multi-use space that is about almost 1.5 times the size of our original Resnick Engineering Hall. And this houses a large mechanical engineering teaching laboratory. All of the mechanical engineering faculty, except myself, have office space in this building. And there is a computer lab in the building that's also used for teaching. And we have some research space in that building. Now, the Engineering Innovation Hub also plays host to the MakerBot Innovation Center and our Hudson Valley Advanced Manufacturing Center. And it's also hosting the new to launch digital design and fabrication master's program. So we currently have a minor in digital design and fabrication, and we are growing that into a master's program as well. That's something that the minor has been very popular amongst engineering students, and I suspect the master's degree will be very popular as well. So with that, let's switch over and talk about curriculum, Lily. So I don't want to get into too much detail with curriculum because the vast majority of you are just coming out of high school and into college. So the vast majority of you are going to be doing the same thing in the first year. As I mentioned before, we do offer 3 undergraduate Bachelor of Science degrees: electrical, computer, and mechanical engineering. All 3 are accredited by ABET. That is our third-party accrediting body. That is very important and something that you should keep in mind whether you're considering New Paltz or any other program. And this is something that I would tell my own kid or a friend's kid looking to go from high school into college. Make sure the program that you attend is ABET accredited. Failing to do so could prohibit you from getting into graduate school, applying for professional licensure, and in some cases may keep you from gaining employment. So it's very important that if you are going to study engineering, that it be through an ABET accredited engineering program. We're very proud of the fact that all three of ours are accredited. It is very easy for a student to switch between our three majors in the first 2 years. We've done this intentionally. The first year is almost identical across the three programs. There's really only one course different. Anyone who wants details on the different programs, please feel free to reach out to Lily or myself. You can find our contact information on our website, and we'd be happy to send you an 8-semester flow chart. All of the programs, like I said, are almost identical in the first year. Everyone takes Intro to Engineering, and that is a course that is designed to be project-based and to incorporate aspects of electrical, computer, and mechanical engineering all in one course. And by the end of that course, most of our students have made up their mind as to which discipline they want to pursue. But as I said, it's not necessary that you make that decision at that time. You can always change. Getting into the second year is very similar, but especially the first semester of the second year is, again, almost identical. When you get into that fourth semester, things start to diverge a little bit. And by the third year, everything is kind of its own animal. So you'll want to make up your mind by the end of the second year. But I'd say if you want to change your mind at any point before the end of the second year, it's probably not going to cost you any time if you switch between our three programs. All three of our programs, as I said, they start out together. And actually, let me come back to that. I want to cover the 4+1 program first. So we do have a 4+1 BS plus MS master's program, and that is available to electrical and computer engineering majors who know that a master's degree is what they want. By doing so, they can double dip 2 of their technical electives with graduate courses, and that enables them to complete the master's degree in 1 year post-baccalaureate. So this is something that is available to both students who come in as freshmen and to transfer students. It's not available until the junior year. We want to make sure that students are going to be capable of handling, capable of finishing the bachelor's degree, and then capable of handling graduate work beyond the bachelor's degree. So students will apply for that in the third year. And then in the fourth year, they'll be able to double count 2 of their electives towards their graduate program and their undergraduate program. So it saves a little money and it saves a little time. As I had mentioned, all 3 of the programs start out together, and then they diverge off into their own disciplines. And then they come back together at the end in the capstone experience. So the capstone experience is a very practical design application. We call it senior design. Other schools call it different things. For us, it is a 2-semester sequence, and it is interdisciplinary. So our electrical, computer, and mechanical engineering students all take the same course. We have about 95 students going through that course right now, but they are broken up into 20 different projects of between 4 and 6 students on each project. The projects, by and large, are interdisciplinary, and the electrical engineering students, mechanical engineering students, and computer engineering students work together to meet those challenges. So if we go to the next slide, Lily, so we can show the senior design. So we're not going to go to this link right now, just like everything else, we had to do things a little differently last year. Typically, we wrap up the academic year in May with a big celebration, our design expo, our engineering design expo, where the students show off their designs that they've worked on all year in senior design. We have a competition. We have people from industry come in. We have, close to 100 students, and then with family, guests, industry partners, this is a 300 to 400 person event, and we couldn't do that last year. So we knew we had to do something. We had to have some kind of a celebration of our accomplishments. So we put together a virtual design expo. The link to that is right here on this slide. And when we're done, I'm going to have Lily drop this link in the chat so that anyone can go take a look at the design expo at your leisure. I'm not going to force everyone to walk through it right now. But she'll drop that in the link after our presentation is done, because she can't access the chat while sharing. But we're hoping, and this year again, it's going to be a virtual expo, just due to the nature of the COVID-19 pandemic. We can't put that many people in any of our spaces right now. But we're really, really hopeful to get back to an in-person expo. Though I will say, as you go through and look at these videos, they've been a real asset for us. And I think we will probably have a virtual component to our expos moving forward, because we're able to reach, we're able to cast a wider net with the impact that our expo has when we can do it in a virtual space. We've been able to get companies from Connecticut now to partner with us on senior design projects because they've been exposed through our virtual design expo, and they likely wouldn't have been able to allow their employees the time to come over here and participate in a face-to-face expo in the past. So it's had a very positive impact for us. So I think we will keep that as part of our normal operating business. Okay, with that, I think we can transition to the movie, Lily.
Okay.
That's all I have to say about our programs. You're welcome to drop any questions you may have in the chat. As Lily gets our video ready to go, she's going to share that with us. And at the end of the video, you're welcome to take yourself off mute and ask any questions that you may have that you have not put in the chat at that point. All right, take it away, Lily.
Yep. Okay.
Welcome to the Senior Design Project Lab. This is where you would work with a team of students on your final project of your undergrad career. The room is equipped with soldering stations, 3D printers, signal measuring equipment, and much, much more. This is a classroom lab where most labs would take place regardless of which engineering program you are enrolled in. The room is equipped.
I think it's streaming.
Oh, yeah.
Technology issues.
We'll also provide you with a link to this video at the end as well. This video is posted to our website.
Still streaming.
It's buffering.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and pause that, Lily?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we put the links in the chat? And then after you do that, we'll give it one more try. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. At least everyone will have the link.
Okay, I'll stop the sharing as of now.
Yeah. It's probably because we have more people on now than we did last time.
Yeah. Okay, so I have shared the link. That's our engineering website, and the video is there on the website. That's our engineering website. Also, any information you need about the program can also be found at this link.
That's great. Thank you, Lily.
Still buffering.
Are you playing the video from your hard drive or are you playing it from the website?
It was from the, let me, I don't have it on my hard drive, but I can try on our website. It's a
Okay.
YouTube video on the website. So,
Yeah. YouTube might be a little better to handle the bandwidth.
I don't know what happened here.
It just stop on you?
Okay. Let me share my screen.
Welcome to the Senior Design Project Lab. This is where you would work with a team of students on your final project of your undergrad career. The room is equipped with soldering stations, 3D printers, signal measuring equipment, and much, much more. This is a classroom lab where most labs would take place regardless of which engineering program you are enrolled in. The room is equipped with signal measuring equipment and technology integrated throughout the room for lectures that are in person and recorded. This is the power lab. You would take the electrical energy systems course in this room. This room is equipped with Festo power equipment as well as other Hampton power equipment to complete experiments on. This is another room equipped with technology integrated throughout the room for lectures that are in person and recorded. So tell me about yourself.
Sure. My name is Nikki Focus. I am a senior, and I transferred from SUNY Ulster, and I'm an electrical engineer.
Why did you transfer to SUNY New Paltz?
Oh well, I've lived in New Paltz since 2001, so my whole life basically, and it's close by. And I knew some of the professors here already.
Was everyone friendly and welcoming?
Yeah, everybody was very friendly and nice. I made friends pretty quickly.
Did you get into all the classes that you needed to?
Yeah, there was no issues with getting into classes. Um, when I first transferred, there was like a small hiccup with like the classes being transferred in, but my advisor took care of that immediately, and it was no problem.
Approximately how many students are in your classes?
I'd say max 30.
Did you find the course material to be engaging?
Yeah. I took the microcontroller class and the embedded systems class here with Professor Otis. Was a lot of fun and very engaging. So
Do you feel that your professors know who you are?
yeah, at least I do, because I build a lot of crazy things and I ask them questions about it, so they know, at least they know me. So I feel that way.
What are some of the things that you can find in a lab?
Power supplies, function generators, oscilloscopes, well, computer oscilloscopes, as well as standalone scopes, which are nice when you don't want to use the computer one for higher sampling. As well as soldering stations, and we also have a power lab, which is awesome, which has it's got its own three-phase system in there, and like everything you need for power engineering, which is pretty cool.
What are some projects that you have done that you really enjoyed?
Sure. Let's see. In my microcontroller class, I built a traffic light system with sort of had two traffic intersections. Then it had a simulated train. So like I had this little arm, servo-powered arm that came down, and lights would flash if there was a car. And I used like magnetic field sensors to simulate a car being there, and like it would run the traffic lights. I've also worked. I did a project where I generated low voltage three-phase AC from a DC source, which was pretty cool. Using some phase splitting and some other stuff I learned in my electronics classes, as well as my power classes. So,
Are the labs clean?
yeah, there's a strict no food or drink policy, so there's no stickiness or scraps on the tables.
This is the main office for the engineering department. This is where you can find our chair, Dr. Kevin Shanley, and our admissions assistant, Lily Bounsall. This is the engineering shop where you would find Anthony Denisard. This is where you can sign out equipment and request parts to work on projects for class. This is the computer engineering lab. This is a classroom lab where most labs in the computer engineering program would take place. The room is equipped with signal measuring equipment and computers. This is the microwave and antenna research lab. Classes are not directly held in this room. This room is made to collect accurate data for microwaves and antenna research for projects. So tell me about yourself.
Hi, I'm Lizzie. I'm a mechanical engineering major and I'm a first year student at SUNY New Paltz.
When you arrived at New Paltz, was everyone friendly and welcoming?
Yes, I would say everyone seemed friendly and welcoming. I felt like when I was walking down the sidewalk, people would come up to me and say hi, and I've made so many great friends here.
Was your advisor helpful when choosing your courses?
I felt mostly like I was picking my schedule on my own, but SUNY New Paltz has 8 semester plans for every major that they offer, and I felt like that was very, very helpful for me.
Approximately how many students are in your classes?
In my core classes, there are about 60 students in it, but then when I get to my engineering classes, there seems to be a lot less, and there's like 20 students.
Do you find the material to be engaging?
I would say it is really engaging because like the teachers are so passionate about what they're teaching that they make it fun for everyone else as well.
Do you feel that your professors know who you are?
They're super friendly, and I do feel like my professors know my name. It's a little harder for the big classes where there's 60 students, but my professors all seem like they really do want to get to know me, and they are super friendly.
What are some projects that you have done that you really enjoyed?
There's this one project that we did in Intro to Engineering that I thought was really cool, where we made a Lego car, and we put together the circuit board for it, and we built all the Legos the way they were supposed to. And it was really great because it really encapsulated mechanical, computer, and electrical engineering in one project.
Is there anything else that you would like to add?
I'm really glad I came to SUNY New Paltz, and it is a really great environment for me to learn more about engineering.
The Hudson Valley Advanced Manufacturing Center provides expert advice on 3D printing process, materials, and designing for additive manufacturing. Their printers are available for everyone's use. This is the Mechanical Engineering Lab. This room is equipped with an Adment torsion machine, a strain gauge, a Hampton refrigeration cycle demonstrator, a Hampton pipe flow demonstrator, and an Instron 5984, which is used for our tensile lab and a 3-point bending lab. Some courses that are held in this lab include Materials Lab, Thermofluids, and System Dynamics. This is a mechanical engineering research lab. Classes are not directly held in this room. This room is used to work with other students and professors on a selected research topic. This is also a mechanical engineering research lab. Classes are not directly held in this room either. This room is also used to work with other students and professors on a selected research topic. This is a classroom design lab where most labs would take place regardless of which engineering program you are enrolled in. This is another room equipped with technology integrated throughout the room for lectures that are in person and recorded. This lab also has computers that raise up from within the desk. As seen earlier, there are multiple areas throughout all 3 engineering buildings where students can hang out and work together. So tell me about yourself.
So my name is Vishesh. I'm a senior majoring in mechanical engineering, and I came here as a first year.
Why did you choose to go to SUNY New Paltz?
I chose New Paltz first because of its location. It was pretty close to home, an hour away. And second, I was on a tour, and I just could picture myself studying at the library and the engineering buildings.
When you arrived, did you feel that everyone was friendly and welcoming?
When I came here during orientation, I was paired with other engineering students and science students, and we were all open-minded, obviously, because we wanted to make new friends, and we had a new department. So yeah.
Was your advisor helpful when choosing your courses?
My advisor was very helpful when I needed to decide classes, and we do have a good relationship, so he would recommend classes to take for the following semester.
Did you get into all the classes you needed to?
For the most part, yes, but there were some classes that I couldn't get into, but my advisor worked hard, and we would get the classes we wanted for the next semester.
Approximately how many students are in your classes?
So the core classes, I started with like 60, 70 students in chemistry and physics classes, but once I became a sophomore, junior, class sizes did drop, and now I'm in classes like 12 or 14 students, and the lab sizes are always like 10 or 12 students. So.
Do you find the course material to be engaging?
Yes, I do find the course material engaging. Professors always find different ways to make it more engaging, like by bringing demonstrations into the class. So.
How do you feel about your professors?
I like my professors. Most of the professors have experience in the field that they're in, and so the students know, like, if they're interested in this field, if they want to master or get a job in a specific field.
Do you find the labs to be up to date?
Yes, I do find all the labs equipped with all the materials we need. All the labs have electrical engineering stuff, so all the Agilent stuff, all softwares and stuff. And mechanical engineering lab has all the tensile testing and compression testing, torsion testing, valve, everything we need. And if anything additional is required for a specific class, the professor does bring all the equipment needed for that specific class on a specific day.
Okay, Kevin, we're done with the video.
All right. Thank you very much, Lily. So hopefully everyone was able to follow along with that and hear it. I know the audio isn't the best over Zoom, but you've got the link there now to our website. Feel free to check it out at your convenience. Speed it up, slow it down, do whatever you need to do. So that's us. That's our presentation of what we have to offer here at New Paltz. We're proud of the product that we put forth, and we hope that you find that New Paltz will be the right place for you. And we're happy to answer any questions that you may have to help you in making that decision now.
So Kevin, I have a few questions that are in the chat. I can read those to you first.
Sure.
Okay, so Anthony has asked, is freshman year usually mostly in-person classes, especially under electrical engineering?
So we have tried to keep as many of the first year classes as in person as possible. Prior to last year, all of our classes were in person. We really didn't have much of an online presence. After the COVID-19 pandemic, I don't see us having a tremendous online presence either. We are a face-to-face institution. That's how our faculty and our students perform at their best. But in this year, where things have been, kind of crazy, we have emphasized keeping the first year classes face-to-face to the extent that has been possible. Within our department, we offered many sections of the Intro to Engineering course, whereas we would normally offer 3 or 4 sections of the course over the course of the year. I think we've run 6 sections of it this year. so that we could have smaller numbers, more social distancing. So yeah, that is our intent. And our plan that our administration is telling us to plan for next year is a face-to-face schedule. They're not telling us to plan for remote at all. So hopefully we're able to stick to that. Next, Lily.
So Paula has asked, when would the decision need to be made on the 4+1 in order to complete requirements?
So the decision on, so you would apply for the 4+1 program in your junior year. So you've got your first, say, 2.5 years to decide if that's something that you think you'd want to do. I'd say if you're considering that, by the second year, you'd probably want to reach out to the faculty and see what kind of research projects they have going on. So you can see what kind of projects you can engage in as part of your graduate experience and see if that's something you think you might like. I will say one more thing on the master's degree. It is a master's in electrical engineering, but there is a computer engineering focus option. So for anyone who is interested in something more on the computer engineering side, it would still be a master's in electrical engineering, but the coursework and the projects could be tailored towards computer engineering if that's what you're interested in. Next.
So next question is from Paula, and it says, what type of internships are available and how do you qualify for them?
So we don't run a formal internship program. We do have a number of local businesses that will reach out to us and ask for interns. So what we do in that case, we broadcast those positions to all of the students, and the students will generally apply directly with the company. And in terms of qualifications, that varies from position to position and company to company.
Okay, so there are no more questions in the chat. I have put the link for the engineering website where we have the video and also to the 2020 virtual expo. If anybody needs to check it out, they can click on the link and then check it out.
Thank you very much, Lily. Does anyone want to unmute themselves and ask a question now?
Okay, so Evan has posted a question in the chat. I applied and was accepted to New Paltz as an undeclared major, but I have now decided to switch to ME. What do I do?
So congratulations, Evan. That many of our students come in that way. So there's a couple of different times in which you can declare your major. That is something you can take care of during first year orientation. We don't run the first year orientation. That's run through the Office of Admissions and Student Retention. But you can take care of it at that time. If it doesn't get taken care of at that time, then everyone who is in the Intro to Engineering course, we talk to everyone in the course about the different majors, and we give them an opportunity to declare during that class. And we'll typically want to get that done by the end of September, so that we can assign students to an engineering advisor prior to picking their schedule for the spring semester. But going into the summer, as long as you indicate to the academic advisor that is assigned to your cohort during first year orientation that you intend to major in engineering and specifically mechanical engineering, then they will help guide you through that first semester registration.
Okay, so we don't have any more questions in the chat.
Okay, anyone want to unmute and ask questions, make comments?
Hello, my name is Anthony Isaac.
Hello.
I was recently looking at like the virtual tour on New Paltz, and I realized that they have there's videos of New Paltz solar car challenge, I believe. Is that a thing which within New Paltz, and is it open to students as of 2021?
Yeah, so that is on pause right now. Unfortunately, all of our competitions are on pause right now. Solar car has been on pause for a few years. We had switched over and we're running a mini Baja program, and that's been put on pause because of COVID. And we're also looking at initiating a human-powered vehicle competition team. So once we do get back into some level of normalcy, we will get back into competitions. I don't know if it'll be solar car or not, though.
And later on, where would students be able to sign up for these types of challenges and competitions?
So these are all clubs that are run by students, and they will have a general interest meeting, usually a couple times per semester. Sorry, my dog is scratching himself and he's muting me out. The students will usually have a general interest meeting a couple times per semester, and that will get announced through our department. And then, you know, flyers will be posted around the building, and everything's generally well advertised around the building and through email.
Thank you very much.
Just give me 1 second. Whoever's up next, I got to step out. I believe someone's at the door. Just give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Who's up next? Any further questions about our programs or New Paltz in general? Someone want to give some kind of an indication? How many of our students here are transfer students? We got anyone, Lily?
We have just checking here. Anthony is first year into electrical engineering.
Yeah.
And nobody else.
Okay.
Like who posted anything, yeah.
All right. So like the slide said, we do take in typically about 60 first year students and about 60 transfer students every year. The bulk of them will come in, you know, over the summer and start in August, but we do have some that will join us in January as well. No one's asked about employment afterwards. That's usually a question that comes up quite a bit. Our students tend to do fairly well for themselves. They've been employed all throughout the Hudson Valley from Albany down through Long Island. Many of them stay locally and work for local companies. We've had a handful that have gone into graduate school. We've got 2 that have been admitted into PhD programs starting next year. We've got one that's about halfway through her PhD program down at the University of Florida. We've got students that have gone on for a master's and a PhD all across the country. And we've got a few students that have gone out to Arizona and California to work as well.
Okay, so we have questions from Anthony. He's asking, are there any connections into the MTA or Con Edison?
MTA and Con Edison specifically, no. I'm sure a few of our students have gone to work in Con Edison. A lot of our students have gone to work for Central Hudson because that's our local utility company. But Con Edison, I don't know of any off the top of my head. I'm sure there've been some that have gone there, and I'm sure there've been some that have gone to MTA as well. It's just not a regular thing.
Yeah, Anthony's saying, are there any more electrical companies like Orange Electric?
Yeah, Central Hudson would be the big one for us. That's the one that services Ulster, Dutchess, and I think Putnam County, this area just kind of north of Orange and Rockland. National Grid, we do have some students working down on Long Island and up in Massachusetts for National Grid.
So next question is from Paula. She's asking, is there any job placement advisement?
Again, nothing formal. It's just kind of a one-on-one conversation with your advisor. Many of our faculty do have industrial experience, so they've all worked, 3, 4, actually in one case, it's about 20 years in industry. So there is a wealth of experience to be gained from the faculty that way.
PM. Screen on.
All right, anything else I can do for you? All right, Lily, just as a last measure, you want to drop your email address or the engineering email address in the chat, and that way if they have any questions, they can feel free to reach out to us.
Yep. Okay, I added my email ID, and also on the engineering website, if you go under faculty staff, you can find the email ID and details about all the faculty.
Yeah, and there's a brief bio about all of the faculty on there as well, which is nice. So you can kind of see what the different specialties are.
Okay.
All right, if there are no more questions, I won't keep you. Thank you very much for coming. Congratulations on your acceptance to New Paltz. And I hope that we get to see you in the fall.